We've always felt that family-friendly practices in our workplace have been really important. Over the years, we were making it a priority to add a new benefit each year, really building those out. Before the pandemic hit, we were offering things like kind of unique ideas around health insurance, paid time off. We had just built out lactation rooms in each of our facilities. We were really like thinking about and making strides in kind of advanced scheduling. And we've always, flexible scheduling has always been really important to us. When the pandemic hit, there were a few things that immediately came apparent to us that we needed to beef up. One of them was our sick day offering. We had always kind of offered sick days to our salaried manager level employees, but we knew that it was something that was important for everybody. So we started adding a sick day benefit to all of our workers starting on their first day of employment with us. And then we kind of beefed up our paid time off policy as well, and have been really strict about our offerings related to time off with COVID needs. So basically, if a doctor determines that an employee based on symptoms or potential exposure needs to be tested or stay home and quarantine, we added extra protection for our workers to ensure that those types of scenarios that would always be paid, no matter how often that happened. And we've really stuck by that. And I think that that's really important in this time because it's contributing to the feeling of safety and health of our workers in our workplace. Over this past year, there are some practices that we've really had to change and think about, and it switched our kind of mentality on. The very first thing is the importance of communication and transparency with our teams. We implemented from the beginning, when we had to shut down our dining rooms in March and laid off all of our workers, the very first thing we did was unemployment support. It was helping them enroll and get access to the unemployment benefits that they had available to them, and really helping hold their hand through that process. And that was extremely important. And then from there, it was continuing communication. So email communication, then we set up these regular Zoom meetings with our teams where we meet as a group and over Zoom every other month, and we kind of dive into issues that are their concerns. We get to hear any things that they're worried about, and then be able to respond to those and have open dialogue. And that has been really important for us during this time. The other one is just our continued we're very firm in our beliefs that we want all of our workers to be earning a living wage. And we've watched living wage rates increase. And just recently, 1580, when health insurance is being offered at a workplace, is now the new living wage rate in our community. And we've committed to ensuring that every worker who works for us is making at least that much. And we do pay audits to ensure that that's the case. And we feel really good about standing by that living wage requirement. From the employee perspective, these benefits that we're offering are giving them a sense of trust and integrity that our business holds. I think they feel better. In particular, in this time, our insurance of paying for any time off that they need related to COVID testing or quarantining required by their doctor, like that is a big one. The other big thing that we started doing this year that I didn't mention earlier is, our health insurance benefits. We offer kind of a base plan plan, but then on top of that, we couple it with a direct primary care membership. And we make that membership available from day one of their employment for the direct primary care. And what we're seeing during this time of working with direct primary care physicians is that our workers have faster, more consistent, and better access to healthcare. I mean, in a time that's super crucial for them to have that, it's been one of the major changes that we've made that I think is having the most positive impact. So what I think it'll do is reduce turnover over time in our industry. I think people see that we have these family-friendly benefits, and that's our focus, and we're seeing that happen. We're seeing workers have children and continue working, and for those who during a pandemic aren't able to, because it is true, it's a fact, childcare is extremely challenging right now. We're having conversations with them so that we can continue to help them with any sort of unemployment information that they might need, assuring them that they need to be reaching out to us when they are at a place that they are able to work again, or childcare issues have no longer been a concern, and that we will work with them on scheduling and whether they need daytime or nighttime or whatever flexibility that we can possibly offer based on the position that they're in, and that feels really, really good. The ripple effects are enormous. It is true that the first barrier as a small business owner that comes to mind is the financial cost of offering more benefits to your workers. I mean, margins are tight, particularly in the hospitality industry, and it can feel like too much to take on. I think that what we did was we've been open, we're hitting our 10-year anniversary this year. And what we did is we did not get to where we are today in 1 year. Over 10 years, we have added one at a time, or some years two things where we just dipped our toe in. We were like, we're going to do this and see what the impact is. And what we have seen every single time we have done that is that the cost of turnover is really high. And it's not only a financial cost, it's a stress cost on your teams, on your managers, on their coworkers. The idea of having to last minute fill in shifts because another person left, and needing to bring on a new person and get them onboarded. I mean, it takes months, probably 6 months to a year, for somebody really to get invested in a restaurant's culture and understand the place that they're working. So, we've just seen that the cost of adding these benefits, one at a time over a course of 10 years has saved us money overall, and stress and worry in watching our turnover drop.